This video is brought to you by Ridge Wallet, a slim front pocket wallet available in carbon fiber and titanium. With more than 250,000 sold, a lifetime guarantee and free shipping, get 10% off with the code GOLDFISH at ridgewallet.com. Hello everyone, it's Seth, probably better known as Saffron Olive, and it's time for another Instant Deck Tech. So as you know, Tuesday means it's Type 2 or Standard Tuesday, and we have a super sweet Go Wide token list to check out today. This is green-white tokens for Dominaria Standard. This is kind of an old archetype. Green-white tokens has been a part of Magic for a long time in various formats. It even sees plays in Modern a little bit, but this is the Dominaria Standard build of it, and it's pretty sweet. It comes to us from Adva, who took it to a 5-0 finish in a competitive Standard League on Magic Online. So congrats to Adva on a super sweet deck. A quick reminder before we break down green-white tokens for Standard. If you enjoy this deck and you'll want to see it made into videos, take a minute, click the like button, the subscribe button, leave a comment, anything you can do to support your deck, because whichever deck is most popular gets a shot at being made into videos next week. So green-white tokens starts off with the token production. That is step one to making this deck work. Make as many tokens as possible, as quickly as possible. In the 1-drop slot, we have Legion's Landing, which does a whole bunch of things for the deck. Sure, it makes a token when it enters a battlefield, which is fine. It's only a 1/1, but it still gets us on the board on turn 1. More importantly, if we have the right 2-drop, we can flip Legion's Landing as early as turn 3, which not only gives us this long game token engine, because we can just keep paying 3 to make a 1/1 every single turn, but it gives us an extra land. So if we can flip it on turn 3, all of a sudden we're ramping into a 4-drop on turn 3, and we can do some really explosive things with that draw. So beyond Legion's Landing, we also have Serbo Exhibition, History of Benalia, and Sram's Expertise as our main token producers. So Servo Exhibition, really good when it's flipping Legion's Landing. Just turn 1 landing, turn 2 Servo Exhibition, means we attack with everything, flip Legion's Landing on turn 3, get to start playing a 4-drop, like Sram's Expertise, for example. Sram's Expertise gives us 3 bodies on the battlefield, plus a little bonus of getting to cast something for free, like maybe our History of Benalia. History of Benalia, sure, it's making night tokens. One of the things you can see by this slide of cards is we don't really care about creature types. There's no real creature type synergies. Sure, History of Benalia pumps our knights. We do have one other knight in the deck, but we don't really care what the creature types are. We just want any tokens as quickly as possible. So regardless of creature type, we're just trying to make a bunch of tokens. So History gives us 2 bodies across 2 turns, eventually pumps those bodies. So these are just kind of the best token makers in the format. And when we can kind of curve out with these cards, we can easily end turn 3 or turn 4 with like 5 bodies, 6 bodies on the battlefield, which is really, really scary because it kind of leads us into part 2 of the deck. So we're not just trying to win with 1/1s or 2/2s in the case of History of Benalia. The rest of our deck is built around pumping our tokens. And we got 2 main packages of token pumpers. One is kind of the Go Tall package, but first we're going to talk about the Go Wide package. So once we get all these bodies on the battlefield, one of the easiest ways for us to win the game is turn all of our 1/1s into 2/2s, and then 3/3s, and maybe even 4/4s, and make those 1/1s into really big threats. So Benelish Marshal, the other knight in our deck, so it does benefit from History of Benalia, but that's not why it's here. It's here because it's essentially a creature typeless lord. It just pumps everything for 3 mana, so suddenly all those 1/1 tokens are 2/2s, which makes them a lot better at closing out the game. Shalai, Voice of Plenty, kind of a late game way to pump our creature, so it comes down hopefully on turn 3 or 4 and gives us some protection, so our opponent can't pick apart our Benelish Marshals and so forth with removal thanks to Hexproof. And then in the late game, maybe we flood out a little bit, we don't have anything going on, we can always just spend our mana paying 6, putting a counter on all of our stuff and growing our team. And then to close out the game, one of the scariest cards in the deck is Pride of Conquerors. So we're really good at turning on Ascend because we have all these cards that put multiple creatures on the battlefield, and then all of a sudden Pride of Conquerors is 2 mana instant speed. All of our creatures get +2/+2, and when you have 5, 6, 7 creatures on the battlefield, that is a massive boost of power and toughness for 2 mana, like 10 extra power, 14 extra power hitting the battlefield. So it often just closes out the game all by itself, like this weird miniature white overrun type effect. So if we're not going wide with our tokens, we can also go tall with our tokens with Huatli Radiant Champion and Appeal to Authority. So Huatli can just pump our tokens, make them really huge, also can just ultimate in more slow controlling matchups really quickly in like 1 turn if we have a bunch of tokens out, and then as we're making tokens, we're drawing more cards, which draws us more token makers, which lets us make more tokens and draw more cards, and just kind of cycle through our deck really quickly. So we can go aggro, -1 and just smash face, or we could just try to ultimate, draw a ton of cards. Appeal to Authority not only has the Huatli ability, giving a creature +S+X, where X is the number of creatures we control, which is hopefully a lot, but it also gives that creature trample, and if we aftermath it, we can tap down a couple of blockers and give our creatures vigilance. So a very powerful card in a go wide deck like this. The trample lets us smash over, hopefully just win the game, especially if we have it targeting our 2-drop. So Adorn Pouncer, one of the best appeal targets, because double strike and trample, just a ton of damage coming across. So rounding out our deck, we have just a couple of resilient 2-drops, Pouncer and also Shana Sisei's Legacy. So these cards work well with what we're trying to do. Adorn Pouncer, scary with the pump spells. Shana just gets really big with all the tokens, also dodges some removal, cast downs, and seal aways. So great ways to just kind of round out our curve and put some more scary threats on the battlefield. The rest of the deck, no removal at all. We are just token attacking, goldfishing our way to the win with tokens. Chef at Dunes in the mana base gives us more token pumping, a bunch of dual lands, a bunch of basic lands. In the sideboard, this is where our removal comes into play. We got Dust On is our sweeper. Most of our tokens are really small unless we pump them a ton, so it's often a one-sided wrath. Just kill our opponent's big stuff against monster decks and dinosaur decks and Lyra decks. While we don't really lose anything, we don't have a whole lot that comes back from the graveyard, maybe a Shana or Dorn Pouncer, a couple of things, but for the most part, it's just a one-sided wrath against big creature decks, a bunch of individual targeted creature removal, Thopter Arrest, Baffling End, Forsake the Worldly for artifacts and enchantments, another Shalai and Huatli to deal with more controlling matchups, give us protection with the Hexproof, Huatli great against control decks when we can ultimate it and start drawing those cards, and then for specific matchups we have Solemnity, Sentinel Totem, Solemnity for energy, sagas, anything with counters going on, and then Sentinel Totem for graveyards, and that is green-white tokens for Dominaria Standard. And that's our Instant Deck Tech for today. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will talk to you soon. Thanks for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, help us out by clicking that like button down below. And to keep up on all the latest and greatest, click that subscribe button. And don't forget to hit that bell icon to get alerts whenever we have new videos. And if you want to, check out some of our other sweet videos here and here.